today we bring you the most exclusive stats data on the biggest show on this planet. This is the India versus Pakistan, and it's brought to you by Dafanews, only on NewsX. In the 11th game of the ongoing World Cup, the New Zealand helped to return their regular captain with Kane Williamson, who made a 50 and comfortably beat Bangladesh at Chennai's Chepauk Stadium. Bangladesh could only make 245 with the loss of 9 wickets. Barring Mushfiqur Rahim's 50, no other batsman quite got going. In reply, the Kiwis chased down the target with almost 7 overs remaining. In form, Daryl Mitchell top scored with a quick-fire 89. Let's shift our focus to what is clearly the biggest game of the tournament. It is India versus Pakistan at Ahmedabad. It can't get any bigger, can it? No. The game we've all been waiting for is here. We have guests joining us live from UAE and Caribbean, and special guest is here in the studio. Let's hear from Chaya Mughal, the first guest who joins us from UAE. She's the skipper of the UAE women's cricket team, and it's always nice to get a different perspective. Chaya, let's shift our focus to Chaya. Chaya, if you can hear us, what are India's chances in this big game?
Both India and Pakistan started their World Cup campaign with the winning note. India outclassed Australia in their first game before hammering Afghanistan. However, Pakistan, on the other hand, they scripted a world record chase against Sri Lanka days after beating Netherlands. India is holding a 7-0 unblemished record against their arch rivals.
Yes.
And I think the men in blue would continue to extend this winning note, and I feel there are high chances for India winning this game in Narendra Modi Stadium today.
Well, traditionally India has been favourite, especially in the World Cup 7-0. But according to you, Chaya, what are the strongest points of Pakistan? It's always nice to shift focus on that.
Well, Pakistan has always counted on bowling as their strength. However, I feel in this tournament, it has become their weakness. The rest of the pack, they're not able to find proper rhythm. I would say spinners are not able to find proper line and length, whereas their pacers are getting thrashed for runs. I just hope in this mega event, you know, the strength as their bowling departments come back and they are able to win the games for their team.
Thank you, Chaya. That was Chaya Mughal from UAE talking to us about her thoughts. Let's shift our focus to Ryan Amrith, the former West Indian cricketer. Do you think India has a clear upper hand, Ryan Amrith?
You want to see, if there's only one game in the World Cup you want to watch,
Absolutely.
This is the game. India versus Pakistan. It's going to be the blast. It's going to be one of the best games in the World Cup 2023. I don't think India has the upper hand. They're playing, they got the home advantage, they're playing at home, but I don't think they has the upper hand. Pakistan, however, has been playing very good cricket. It's a match to watch out for.
Well, Pakistan is playing very good cricket. According to you, what is going for them? According to experts, they don't have the bowling firepower. The batting is only dependent on 3 people, 3 players. So what's going for Pakistan? Quickly.
Pakistan isn't going to make it easy for India. They're definitely going to make it easy for India. They are going to play very aggressive cricket. They're going to come at India very, very strong. India, on the other hand, they're used to playing at home. They're used to this atmosphere.
Right.
So it might not work for Pakistan, but it may also work because they might be comfortable. India might be comfortable. Right. It's going to be a cracker. Let's see how it unfolds.
Well, we have a new guest joining us today, Nayan Abidi, former Pakistan women's cricketer. It's always nice to get a different view, and that's why we try to get people from all across the world. Today, it's the time for Nayan Abidi. Hi, welcome to the show. How would the Pakistanis feeling entering this game? Can they win it?
See, if Pakistani want to tackle the best batters in the world, they have to come with a plan. They have to hit the right area of the deck. They have to swing the ball. The way the Indian bowlers are doing, like I've seen in the past matches,
Right.
Bumrah is taking wickets, he's swinging the ball both
Right.
ways. Siraj is bowling really well, and the other bowlers are doing really good.
Right.
Spinners also. So I think Pakistan seamer has to come with their A plan. They have played enough cricket against the Indian team in Champions
Right.
Trophy and World Cups, in Asia Cup, and they know the weaknesses of Indian batters. I'm sure they will come with a better plan, and their role are very important because with new ball, if they take early wickets, especially Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I believe they are the two dangerous batters. Even like 4-5 top order batters of India, they are dangerous batters. If seamers will take wickets, then they can stop them to score big runs.
Nain, thank you for joining. Again, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Also, Pakistan at one stage, when you were playing in your playing days, were known for their seamers. Do you think they're lacking somewhere, or how big role can they play?
I think if Pakistan will take all the boxes and do well in all three departments, then Pakistan has a good chance to win against the Indian
Right.
team. And if you see, like Abdullah Shafiq has really performed well against the Sri Lankan team. Pakistan has really got the good combination top the order, and the middle order is also performing. Mohammad Rizwan, the way he's batting, the way he is bringing energy on the field and in batting, that's a really good sign. Saud Shakil inclusion is really good. The lefty combination in the middle is really working for Pakistan, and he's also performing really well. And I know that entire world is waiting for Babar Azam to perform, and he is such a class player. He's such a legend. He knows what is his game, and he looks very confident. I am sure that tomorrow is the day for him, and he will come out and bat, and he will do really great against the Indian team. He has done in the past also. And the seamer, they are also doing a good job, like Hassan Ali coming in the middle and taking wickets. That's a really good sign. And Haris Rauf is someone who never gives up. He has so much energy, and he puts so much energy in the team also with his really good fielding also. So I think one concern I've seen in the Pakistan team is their sloppy fielding, and they are dropping catches also. So this is a bit concern, which I am sure that tomorrow's game will be a different game, and they will be right on their track. They will fight back, and they will come harder on India.
Well, that was Nain joining us from United States. Thank you very much. Now we shift our focus to our studio guest here, Dev Tyagi, cricket journalist and a podcaster, and Tasmin, who's a legendary player for women's in Zimbabwe. Let's go on to Dev. Dev, what is your overall assessment of the game? Let's throw some stats, because what you see on television is the most exclusive stats that you can see on the Indian news channels. Go ahead.
Right, so I think spinners definitely have their task cut out for today's game. It could be a great battle on our hands between Shadab Khan and Ravindra Jadeja, who of course has been India's pick of the bowlers.
Right.
And it's the mother of all cricketing battles, but at the end of the day, I think it's just going to be about who keeps the nerves and who just gets going without actually soaking in the massive pressure, because millions and millions of eyeballs are actually on today's teams. So definitely bowlers have a massive part to play. I would just want to shift your attention to Jasprit Bumrah, for example, who actually emerged wicketless when the last time the two teams played in the 2019 World Cup. I think having returned to form and with such explosive form as seen of late, he would be very keen to get amongst the wickets. And I think spinners and pacers, of course, it's just going to be a keen battle.
Well, exciting. We've got some stats which are flashing on your screen. Let's look at how Indian team has been batting since the 2019 World Cup. Let's look at the first to the 10th over. India has done considerably well. It's double the number of runs, good average, strike rate is brilliant, and balls per boundary is exquisite. Tasmin, I'd like to get you on the first to 10th over between the two teams. India has scored 2,400 runs, and Pakistan has managed to score only 1,255 from the average of 43 and 36. Your views, quickly.
Definitely, yeah. So I think the key for Pakistan on this point would obviously be to strike a bit earlier and see if they can contain them in the first 10. We know that what happens in the first 10 is India look to capitalize on the fact that the field is closed up, just 2 people outside the circle, and they look most of the time to go either over or through the gaps. So the key for Pakistan for me here today would be to try and tighten it up in the first 10 overs. And
very interesting fact coming from the 11th to the 40th over. Just have a look at the overs. The number of runs India has scored is 6,900 odd runs compared to the 4,300 runs. That you can see it on your screen right now. The average is again now, Pakistan is at 46, India is at 42. Strike rate India is better. Here is the question. Tasmin, with more number of runs, with more number of strike rate and more number of boundaries per balls, Pakistan still manages to get higher average. Just explain the viewers what does it mean.
So that's basically at what your rate is at how fast you score the runs, but your average is the total amount of runs scored in that period of time. So meaning
and the wickets gone in that period as well.
Definitely, as well as your wickets in hand that you have. So which means basically Pakistan usually has a bit of an upper hand coming in towards the death overs because they'd have wickets in hand and be able to accelerate, but they hold their wickets down.
So what it means here is that Pakistan actually holds on to the wicket. India, on the other hand, is not caring about the wicket because India has a deep batting. Again, you've got to realize why India is strong, because it has batting up till the 8th or the 9th batter, whereas Pakistan, only 3 or 4 batters revolve around the big scores. Am I right, Tasmin, in this understanding?
That's very correct. So they have anchors that are able to accelerate, as opposed to India, sorry, that just is able to accelerate throughout the order because they have depth in their batting order, as you said.
We want to talk about the depth in the batting order. What is the batting lineup looking like in our assessment, Dave?
Very strong, very potent, and should Ravindra Jadeja actually get amongst the runs, because strike rate has been an issue with him. If you look at his white ball strike rate specifically in ODI cricket in the last 2 years, then I think he can actually give the Pakistani bowlers a tough time. But of course, the biggest focus would be on Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma.
Let's talk about the last 3 batters. Do you think that's a cause of concern for India? You've got the Kuldeeps of the world, you've got the Shardul Thakurs of the world, and of course Bumrah and...
Yeah, so Shardul, never an issue. He has been a rescuer even in test matches, even in critical situations when team was struggling. But the issue actually definitely rests with the likes of Bumrah and Kuldeep and Siraj not being able to whack the ball around, as well as, for example, somebody like a Mark Wood does for his country.
So, in a way, India bats till late in the order till 8. Tasmin, your views on the last 10 overs of the game. Now, very interesting statistic which will just be coming on your screen. It is 2,400 runs India has managed to get as compared to 1,300 odd runs. The average is 27, and that's where the average of Pakistan falls down because India bats deep. At the same time, if you look at the strike rate, Pakistan makes a good progress, and the strike rate is 124 to 123. And India balls per boundary is slightly better as compared to what you see of Pakistan, 2.7 and 2.6. Tasmin, the Pakistani batsmen make up to some innovative cricket and score boundaries. Your views?
Yes, definitely, I agree with you. That's just the key. Like you said, the Pakistani batting order revolves around probably 3 or 4 main people in that order. And when you get one of the guys from your top 3 batting through the 50 overs, that gives him the freedom to be able to play his shots later in the innings. Right,
that's an interesting observation. Now let's come on to the strike bowler, Shaheen Shah Afridi. When you look at the number of runs that he's managed to get and the number of economy per wicket, which is very exquisite numbers of very impressive when it comes to that. Now let's talk about Jasprit Bumrah. He'll now come on your screen. He's angled in the ball pretty well. If you go onto that slide, which is going to be following right now, if you see, for the left-handed batter, he's put in 2.9%. The bouncer rate, yes, for left-handed batter is 2.9, and for the right-handed batter is 5.4. And that contains the runs and also makes him a little potent. Your views, Tasmin?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's very important when you get a bowler that can obviously use the swing of the ball as well as the seam of the ball, because you don't actually get to pick one way and say, look, he's consistently hitting this or he's consistently hitting that. He's got variation.
So, you mentioned right about the in-swing. Now let's talk about the seaming in. Now, seaming in, you want to explain to our fans what seaming in means to a layman?
So the seaming is what happens when the ball hits the ground, the movement after it hits the ground, as opposed to swing is in the air.
All right. So he bowls at 35% seaman for the left-hander batter, and for the right-hander batter, the average falls down to 14. So that's an impressive bowling, and this is where he will get into the action because he's got swing, he's got seam, and he's got speed. So yes, Bumrah becomes your interesting player. Now, between the two, India has won all the matches. Dave, what is your take on today's match? Which are going to be two big players from India and two big players from Pakistan? And then
Ravindra Jadeja and Rohit Sharma are the two big players for me, personally speaking. Both have been in form, both have understood the necessity to deliver in crunch match situations. Their record speaks for themselves, and Rohit Sharma actually having just blasted his way through Afghanistan, just tearing the attack in Delhi, just goes to show what kind of a danger man he is. Also taken into consideration his brilliant score of 140, which came against Pakistan, an inning that they would remember. But when you talk about the Pakistani camp, Mohammad Rizwan, rather I should call him Mohammad 131 not out Rizwan, holds the key. Because if Babar doesn't perform, definitely now the comfort factor is that Rizwan is there, and of course Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Absolutely. Well, that's been your final words before we wrap up this special program of all the statistics that have come here for this exclusive on our NewsX channel. Yes, that's been your views. Is it going to be 8-0 or will Pakistan be the resurgent team? Your views.
Definitely, I think we got a good game on our hands here. Obviously, it's a lot of history backing both teams in this situation.
Right.
Someone as well for you to keep eyes on is Abdullah Shafiq for me. I think he's been in great form. He's been in great touch since the World Cups actually started. And I like to be the needle in the haystack and say I'm rooting for Pakistan today.
All right. On that note, of course, this is contrary to the popular belief, contrary to what the experts are saying, but our in-house expert has put her finger on pulse for Pakistan. But that's all we had.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.